Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Chesapeake Thrive Show. Today we'll be talking about Chesapeake Humane Society in relation to housing and your pets. So today I have two representatives from this program, Nicole and Emily. How are you both doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. Good morning. Yes, so I know some people may not know exactly what Chesapeake Humane Society actually is, but can you explain to us exactly what your program is and what you all do in the community?
So Chesapeake Humane Society is, of course, a humane society in the typical sense that we are an animal shelter. So we find homes for homeless animals, but we also look for the gap in our community and how to fill that in supporting people and pets where they're at, and not just bringing them together, but keeping them together. So we do that through our low-cost veterinary clinic that's open to the public, and also our crisis boarding program that Nicole will talk more about. It helps keep people and pets together in the home that they already have.
Okay. So actually what you mentioned about the crisis boarding program, can you kind of speak to me or talk to us about exactly what that program is and what it has to offer?
Yeah, so it supports families who are experiencing a temporary crisis and who need support with their pets. And that could look like providing pet food for them to just get them through a rough patch, but it could also look like us helping them by boarding their pet during a time where they're maybe unhoused or in a medical emergency that they don't have the family or support system that can help them here. We'll help board their pets for a period of time, get them up to date on any vaccines that they need, spayed and neutered if they need that, and then reunite them ultimately at the end of that time frame.
Okay. So actually for your program, can you give me like a wider example, like a typical situation that you have experienced with a family that may need support for their pet?
Yeah, so there's different routes that families get to us. Most of them are a housing insecurity piece, either stemming from financial concerns or domestic violence situations. Those families reach out to us, letting us know what their situation looks like, what timeline they need support for, and then they tell us about their pets. And our goal is to support them by bringing their pets into our shelter, finding foster homes so they're not in that shelter environment the entire time, which can be really stressful on a pet, especially one that's been in the house its entire life. And then, again, providing them all that care that they need and get them up to date on anything that they might have lapsed over the time frame, while those families are working with humane partners as well when it comes to housing insecurities or domestic violence situations that help them get back on their feet, finding jobs or finding housing more quickly. And then once they're in those situations, we reunite them with their pets. And that can look like dogs, cats, guinea pigs. We've done a horse before. So a snake. We have a snake. So just a variety of pets as well. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like you said, a variety. Oh my gosh. I'm assuming maybe hamsters or okay.
We actually say we don't turn anybody away. We'll entertain all the ideas. We've had pigs before. Pets are family, and it doesn't just mean dogs and cats. So we want to make sure we're helping out everybody.
Yes, I can understand that.
We have to get creative sometimes.
Yes. So for those families, so as you all said, y'all support dogs, cats, all sorts of animals, or pets. So can you share with us how keeping pets safe during a crisis helps families move forward with their recovery?
Yeah, as Emily mentioned a couple times, pets are family, and that element can be really stressful for them if they're worried about giving them up and emotionally difficult. So it just allows them that stress-free moment in a stressful time, and then allows them to keep their family together because, again, at the end of the day, they love their pets just like they love their children or their friends and their family, and it just keeps that family dynamic healthy and happy when we can reunite them together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. We follow the One Health model. So looking at the health of a person being factors that are, yes, your personal health that you immediately think of, your physical health, your mental health, but also the health of your environment, the health of your family, and pets come into play there. So if you're worried about the safety and the welfare of your pet, then you're not healthy, right? You're not able to heal, and a lot of times deal with the stress that comes with finding stability in your life. So by temporarily eliminating that stressor and letting us take care of your pet while you take care of you, then hopefully the end result is a more healthy person all around.
So actually, with you saying that, what does it typically look like for a citizen's pet when they're going through their specific crisis, like through the course of the day when you all have their pets? What does it look like for them? What do you all do with them?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, we do try to find foster homes because sheltering can be really stressful on a pet. But if they're in our shelter environment, we're providing enrichment, walking them, engaging with them, just like Emily is with this puppy. Sometimes they get breaks in offices depending on the capacity of that. But finding a foster is the number one priority for these pets to keep their lives a little bit normal for them. And those fosters provide us weekly updates and stories about how they're doing, romping around in their backyards, playing with their pets. So we're always looking for foster homes for these pets, which means we're always looking for fosters to help support this program.
Yes. So I actually see, like you all were talking about, we have a special little guest with us too.
Yeah.
So who is this Ashley that we have
Yeah,
today?
this is Valentine. So Valentine and her 15 litter mates, or 16 puppies in the litter, and their mama came from the Eastern Shore of Virginia. So part of what Chesapeake Humane Society's shelter model is helping out partner shelters. So animal control facilities, our largest transfer partner is Chesapeake Animal Services, but helping out those overcrowded shelters in more rural areas, in areas where they're just overloaded with pets. And then we transfer them to our shelter, which is a little smaller, a little quieter. We can spend more one-on-one time with each pet, and then the result is that they typically get adopted. You can't shoot the microphone much faster. And so Valentine and her family are a great example of that. Some of our colleagues on the Eastern Shore reached out to us and said, hey, we've got this mama and her 16 babies and no place for them. So we took them into our custody, but very cool. And to Nicole's point about fosters, they actually never stayed in our shelter. They came to us and immediately went out into foster homes, initially with mom, and then we split the puppies up into pairs. So a ton of families were involved in helping raise them to this point. And then last week, they were old enough to come back to the shelter and get ready for adoption. So Valentine and I think 9 of her other siblings are still available to be adopted. And we open at noon today.
What you're saying that, where are you all located so people can know if they are interested
Yeah,
in
great
adoption?
question. So we have 2 locations. Our veterinary clinic is on Battlefield Boulevard, right by Great Bridge, by the locks. But our shelter, where you'll find Valentine and other adoptable pets in our administrative offices, is over New Mill Drive in the Las Gaviatas neighborhood, right off Cedar Road.
Okay. Yes, so remember that, everyone.
1149 New Mill Drive, noon.
Yes.
This could be yours.
Yes. So I also know that you all have an event that's coming up. It's kind of like a slumber party for the pets. So can you all explain to us exactly what you all plan for them?
Yeah, absolutely. This is our 4th year doing the Shelter Slumber Party. And so it's a 24-hour lock-in event where participants raise money to spend the night in the shelter. And they come in at noon on Saturday, and they're paired up with a shelter pet, whether dog, cat, small animal. And for the next 24 hours, they spend time with that animal, doing enrichment activities, giving that animal love and one-on-one attention. And our shelter's open. So they're also meeting with potential adopters and helping to answer questions about the shelter pet. We've found, and not just us, but studies have shown that fostering, or in-house fostering, I guess is kind of what this is, spending time like that one-on-one with a pet has amazing benefits. And so the people have a lot of fun. The pets have a lot of fun. New this year, we're going to do a late night adoption party. So our shelter will be open until 8 p.m. on Saturday, April 18th. And then at 8:30, we have a family movie night in the parking lot, an outdoor movie night. If you bring an item from our wish list, we'll give you a free bag of popcorn. And then Sunday morning, we're partnering with Club Pilates to do a Pooch Pilates class. So stay tuned for more information. Check our website, check our Facebook for information about ticket sales for that. But it'll be 24 hours of community, of pajamas, of puppies, and all to raise about $30,000 for the shelter.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And it sounds like so much fun, especially the Club Pilates part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very cute.
Yes. So if anyone was interested in helping you all, how can they actually reach out to you all? What are some opportunities to help?
For sure. Well, if anybody's interested in the slumber potty, we are still accepting participants and sponsors. There's information on our website on how to register for that. And then the family movie night is open to anybody. So come on out for that. Big picture wise, we always need volunteers. We always need fosters. And so, of course, we need donations as well. We have our wish list. We have a couple different ways to give online. But giving of your time is just as impactful and meaningful, especially as we go into what shelters in the area refer to as kitten season. The spring is when we see a huge influx of stray kittens come in. So we're relying on those foster homes to help us to take care of the kittens until they're old enough to be adopted. So time, money, resources, it really does take the community to make this organization happen. We have a couple small grants from the city, Chesapeake Thrives being one of our grant partners, but the majority of our revenue comes from private donations from people in our community. So we can't do it alone. It takes a village, truly. So lots of ways to get involved.
Yes. So like you said, it takes a village. So I'm hoping that after today, you all will get an influx of volunteers that's willing to help and to support you all for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you both for coming here today. And thank you, Valentine, for joining us. I know it was a lot just sitting here, but thank you. Yes, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Chesapeake Thrive Show. We will see you next time.